Marley Carden. I was in Group 1. We did Chapter 1, Identifying Foundations of Human Communication. Chapter 1 informs the reader of the importance of and the development of human communication. So communication can help you be successful in various areas, in your job, in everyday life, and family problems, anything. But Chapter 1 kind of talks about that, communication can be very confusing and kind of, misleading at some points. You have verbal and nonverbal ways of communicating. And Chapter 1 kind of explains how to understand that and gives like an introduction to that. But it talks about the principles that makes communication easier and more effective and more ethical. One thing that the experts are kind of fearing is that technology and like computer mediated communication is going to affect my age group, my generation, of how we communicate face to face, and it does. I kind of have experienced that even in my life, just that, texting on the phone, like if your relationships, whatever, than meeting somebody in person is it's totally different. You don't know, it's kind of like an awkward conversation. But that's kind of and Chapter 1 also tells about the 3 types of communication: the interpersonal, impersonal, and small group communication. Then we go to, So one way communication could be used in the workplace, or application in the workplace, would be, like a work presentation, trying to show numbers that, growth in sales, or to be successful and actually get your point across. If you're the one presenting the information, you need to get there and you want to present the information to your audience where they're going to understand it, where they're kind of going to know where you're coming from. You want to, you have to be a good communicator. You get in front of a whole workforce, communicate that we need to go to this one goal, we need to work towards this, and it'll be better for the whole company. And it's kind of the same thing in the classroom too, but in the classroom you also have you're making friends in a class, so that's one way to use communication in a classroom. But another application would be like a speech in a classroom. Like if your teacher lets you go on a speech and pick like your own topic, you want to present the information that you're going to give in the classroom, or the audience is going to understand it, where they're going to you want to show them that you're passionate about the topic you're speaking on. And the 2 articles we had are, one of them was from Donna J. Middaugh, and it explains like the leadership roles, and how being an excellent communicator and a good communicator is a big part in being a leader in a factory or in a company, or just in anything really. I mean, it's being a good communicator is a very, 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 very good skill. But stuff that in this article, it also explains that your facial, it's not just what you say or what what the information you give, it's how you present it. It's your facial expressions, it's eye contact, it's the gestures you use with your hands, it's your body language. And the 2nd article we had was by Lindsay Favato, and it talks about how the computer mediated communication is affecting face-to-face communication in kids my age, and how it's how computer mediated communication is affecting like mental health. How it can, not talking to people, not having any connections with people, can really affect a person's mental health. Okay, and I contributed to our group. I provided the chapter summary, and I helped a little bit on that workplace and classroom applications. The part of the assignment that was best to my strength was the summary, because I could read and I could take my notes, and I could go back and write a summary. And I mean, it wasn't real hard. That's what appealed to my strengths. Which components of the work appealed to your weaknesses? The communicating with a group probably was my weakest. that was probably my weakest point, because at first we started off bad, slow communicating, but we got it in the end. We figured it out. But yes, my group as a whole was very effective in completing the assignment. We were all like I said, we started off slow. We didn't get going real well till like Wednesday or Thursday, and it was due on Sunday. But we persevered. We got it done. The overall strengths and weaknesses of your specific group work assignment. Our strengths was I had a good group to work with. They were all nice people, easy to work with. The weaknesses, like I said, was our communication. We didn't really ever we never talked like on the phone, like actually, or at a Zoom meeting or anything like that, but we just went through our email. So I mean, it took a while sometimes for us to get back with each other. But I mean, overall, it was a good experience. It was a learning experience for sure. And then a brief sentence would be, I guess we persevered, we got through it, we achieved our goal.